former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee joining me now. Good to see you, Governor.
Good to be with you, Liz. Thank you.
This is a business story now. We've got DirecTV saying, you know what? Customers, if you're mad and you want to cancel, we'll let you cancel. We'll give you a refund. That's a pretty bad sign for the NFL, right?
It's a huge sign, and I think it's indicative of the fact that this is blowing completely beyond where a lot of these NFL owners and players thought it was going to go. I'll put it this way. I think the NFL is going to take a knee right in their collective groin, and that's what's happening to them. People watch sports because they want to be entertained and they want an escape from all of the politics and the tragic news of the day. And when the players decide that they're going to disrupt a sporting event and politicize it, people are just sick of it. And one thing that I just wish that we could all get from these players when they take a knee is to ask them, I wish they would just tell us, exactly what are you taking a knee for? Are you joining Colin Kaepernick in saying that you're protesting police? Is that what it is? Because that's where this started. This is about the police. And, you know, if they don't like Donald Trump, picket the White House. That's what you can do if you don't like him. If you don't like the cops, picket the police station. But when the national anthem is played and the flag is raised, put your hand over your heart, stand at attention, face the flag, shut your mouth, and pay respect to the people who died to give you the freedom to stand there. And when the song is over, go back to screaming and yelling and arguing. But I just think that it's something that ought to unite America around that one moment where we recognize that we're not different. We are Americans, and we should celebrate that.
Yeah, Governor, I mean, in the past we've had athletes protesting, but this is unique. They've never been coming out in unison to do it during the national anthem and, you know, kneeling when the flag is displayed. I hear your point. Governor, I would like your reaction to this. Now, media pundits say it's the president who turned this into a wider story, into a movement, when he used the term son of a bitch, when he demanded those who kneel be fired and then urged a boycott, that players who may never have knelt, to your point, now do so as a defense of what the flag stands for free speech, and because of what, this is the quote, because of the president's bullying. What are your thoughts there?
It wasn't bullying. I'll tell you what, Donald Trump is president right now because he goes to the microphone and he says into that microphone what 4 or 5 guys sitting at the Waffle House said to each other that morning, what a family said at their dinner table, what a group of guys said when they were fishing or out in the duck blind. And when he says it, it's like they're saying, yep, he spoke for me. And that's why 53 million Americans voted for him. And the elitists on the coast still don't get it. Liz, I don't think they're ever going to get it. But at some point, they're going to have to wake up and understand that there's a lot of people who are sick to death of the politically correct nonsense that has gotten away with shutting down free speech rather than encouraging it.
Yeah, and you know, to your point, so many people out there are so tired of people on the left wrongfully and unjustifiably smearing people who disagree with them with name-calling, calling them racist. That's just mind-bogglingly, breathtakingly idiotic and lazy. It is lazy to not sit down and come to some kind of common ground. What is the common ground here? Because first we have this for you, Governor. Texas Democrat Rep. Al Green, he is calling for President Trump's impeachment over his NFL comments. Let's take a listen.
I denounce the comments that were made, and I rise to announce that on next week, Mr. Speaker, I will bring a privileged resolution before the Congress of the United States of America. I will stand here in the well of the Congress, and I will call for the impeachment of the President of the United States of America.
What are your thoughts here?
Let him do it. Let him do it. Pull the trigger. Go ahead and put your article of impeachment on the House floor, because it's got to get 2/3 vote, then it has to go to the Senate and get 2/3 vote after a trial. If you can get it done, Mr. Green, knock yourself out. But if you can't get it done, shut the heck up and accept that he's the president and he's not going to get impeached, and your rhetoric is not going to take you anywhere. At some point, we just have to say, if that's what you think needs to be done, go ahead and give it a shot.
We got to find some common ground and unity.
If it doesn't work, give it up.
Yeah, we got to find some common ground and unity over this.
And the common ground and the unity ought to be the national anthem and our flag. That ought to be something that, you know, the flag is not left or right. the flag is something we all ought to be able to stand up and salute. And when
people
some
lost their
Americans
lives and their limbs over it.
that's a problem.
Yeah. Vice President Mike Pence telling Alabama voters ahead of today's primary it is not asking too much for NFL players to stand for the national anthem. Let's take a listen.
Folks, we've all got a right to our opinions. But I don't think it's too much to ask the players in the National Football League to stand for our national anthem. And I know the people of Alabama agree.
All right, there's a special election there. We got polls closing for Alabama's GOP primary runoff. They're going to close in less than 2 hours. For former Senator Jeff Sessions' seat, Republican voters will decide between former State Attorney General Luther Strange and former State Chief Justice Roy Moore. This has wide implications, Governor Huckabee, for the president's reform agenda. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell just canceled a vote on the Obamacare repeal bill. Tax cuts are next. Okay, depending on who wins, Governor, what's the fallout for the tax cuts?
Well, let's hope that since the Republicans have been able to get zero done, they at least can get the tax cuts done. I mean, this ought to be the easiest lift the Republicans have ever had. I mean, this is something that they are doctrinally committed to. There shouldn't be a great deal of controversy in lowering the corporate tax rate and reforming the structure of the tax code for everyone, including the middle class. But let the Republicans articulate that if you lower the corporate tax rate, you have given the middle class their biggest boost in wage earnings and consumer capability than anything else you can do. I'm hoping they'll do it.
Yeah,
My gosh, it's time that they do something constructive.
We are hearing Roy Moore does not like Mitch McConnell. Final thought.
Well, if I had somebody spend $30 million to get me defeated, I probably wouldn't be all that gung-ho about him either.